we're gonna see a Street Fighter across Tekken again. So who knows? Who knows? But yeah, from what I can see, Synnister bringing out the 4th seed and Petayaa actually being the 8th seed. So what we can say about these characters, players, Pearl?
Yeah, so actually, Synnister is a pretty, as of only a couple of seasons, he has been recently ranked on the power rank of New Jersey. Petayaa has also, I believe Petayaa has also been up there with his Kazuya. However, it is usually going to be the Ken. I was going to say that.
Oh, okay.
Synnister has said that he prefers Ryu. However, the Ken is just his more comfortable character, and that's the one that you see most often in bracket.
Okay, so we can see. Let's see what can bring these both players can bring to the table so far. Because Synnister just pulling the trigger at the start with 25%. But if we know about the characters with killer combos, it's gonna be Kazuya Mishima, the player from Tekken. Let's see. And I was expecting an F smash there. So we got a Ken player here on my region. So he always does that little combination with the kicks, and then he ends it with the F smash, and they can take some early stocks. But against Kazuya, I can see why that's not an option so far. So yeah, that's gonna be an electric upbeat.
Pressure that Petayaa had been putting on Synnister in that moment to be able to take that stock. You know, both of these characters are sort of the touch you and explode characters, where if they get too close to you, then they have the potential to take so much damage. However, it was Petayaa who came out on top for that first stock.
Yeah.
Another shield. He didn't even have to do anything. He just he was able to just get the footstool.
And actually, that's quite the weird reaction coming from Ken. So when you break the shield on the ledge, you just make the collision. He actually made a full hop just to make sure that Petayaa doesn't get the ledge out of it. So yeah, he was trying to put him in an uncomfortable condition. So we got Rage Strike coming from Petayaa. So let's see if we can bring it, because this percent with this level 1 Rage can be enough to take Ken's second stock. Watch the shield. And yeah, he tanked it. He tanked it, yeah. That's Kazuya for you.
That was a beautiful tech.
Wow.
Petayaa able to get right out of the Shoryu and actually finally looking for the ledge, and Synnister just getting another Shoryu, and that is going to be the stock. At 121% though, Synnister needs to try to hold on to this lead as long as possible, but Petayaa doesn't look like he wants to let that happen, trying to land away from him in order to give himself some more space, and that is exactly going to be the stock, bringing us right back down to even.
Okay, let's see what these both players can do so far. First game, actually very, very close, as we can see. Okay, no, that's going to be the electric. Yeah, let's see the chase. No, the chase not coming out. Yeah, that's going to be the combos. Watch it, watch it. I am actually holding my word so far, because if I say something bad, this probably going to be the one bad interaction is going to be the end for both players right here.
Now, absolutely, it definitely, at the percentages that we see,
yeah, no, not again.
Coming out on top, yet another shield break at the ledge, leading to that interaction that he desperately needed. That is game 1 going to Synnister in such a beautiful fashion.
Yeah, that's quite the key now coming from Synnister, just to make sure that making sure that Petayaa was actually holding the shield longer than he needed to. So yeah, that's the down tilt pressure coming about to the crazy legs coming from Ken. That's more than enough to break Petayaa shield. So yeah, it happened twice. Hopefully it won't happen a third time, you know?
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly the conditioning that you need when you play a character such as Ken, and I'm really glad to see that Synnister is taking advantage of that, just really making Petayaa scared, having him hold shield for too long, which is exactly the opposite of what you want to do when you are close to Ken.
Wow, that was a nice SDI coming from actually Synnister to take out that platform combo coming from Petayaa. And so far, yeah, as you can say, Synnister is actually playing a ton of pressure against Petayaa, but you don't want to make that. That was the killer drop coming from Petayaa. The first drop coming from Synnister, and then the second one coming from Petayaa. But sadly, Petaya's one was way bigger than Synnister.
Yeah. I mean, you really don't like to see a moment like that in such a tense situation where anything could be the stock, and that's exactly what you saw. Synnister came out on top. Now, Synnister looking to take yet another stock at 84%. He can absolutely do it. Good air dodge away. But however, it does look as though he is closing in on Petayaa, finally able to try to recover, but that is not going to be it. An unfortunate SD from Petayaa.
side B coming in at the worst of the time, and that's a partial charge focus attack coming from Synnister. And this is gonna be more than enough. No, actually, Pepper coming in clutch, and a little Shoryu just to take you home, take you ride. I'm gonna take you for a ride, my sweet Petayaa. So far, Synnister is getting the hang of it so good. That's gonna be an F smash. No, there. He was trying to do something else, probably, and that was quite the upper, I think. It was a fast aerial if we didn't see it.
Yeah, that's actually going to be the first stock that Petayaa takes so far in this game. Still going to be it is going to be the spike from Synnister to close out 2-0 over Petayaa in a 2-stock lead.
Yeah, what can we say? I was actually thinking we could get a slow tempo match coming from both FG characters, but no, as we can see, we saw Synnister in good old canned fashion, just going in, not knowing how to stop. He's going against the pressure, down tilts, shield breaking, and actually taking a little bit more of a. He was trying to make Petayaa act out of fear, you know. It was quite the conditioning coming from Synnister, but at the end of the day, actually, that SD, that miss input was actually key again. But what we can say against Synnister, I mean, he was a good camboy and did whatever he can, right?
Yeah, I mean, in a matchup such as this, I think that is exactly what you want to do in an FGC matchup. You have to get close in order to intimidate the other player, especially when it is Kazuya, because Kazuya can do the same thing to Ken. However, it was Synnister who had to get the upper hand first, and that is exactly what you saw him do. He led out very aggressively. He was the first one to take the stock. You know, he lost his stock pretty quickly afterwards. But in a matchup such as this, that is common. And then game number 2 was sort of a wash because Synnister had already figured out his rhythm, and unfortunately, Petayaa was on his back foot the whole time.
Yeah, he was playing catch up at the end of the day on both games actually. So, yeah, I mean, Synnister just bringing out the pressure with those down tilts, and then the shield breaks. It was quite of a weird matchup, like, at least for me, because I am more accustomed to play the games like very slowly against Kazuya and or Ken. So yeah, seeing both players just duking it out, or at least Synnister going at it and trying to get Petayaa on a weird spot, on a slow, uncomfortable spot. That's what happened at the end of the day. I mean, like, both gameplays were solid, but at the end of the day, actually, Synnister imposed his gameplay over Petaya's gameplay.
Yes, actually very rarely in the sets, because I've commentated Fusion for a few months now, very rarely have I ever seen Synnister play a slow game, and that's because he relies on an intimidation factor when he is playing against his opponents. Most of his